Smith. She was on as well with Skip Bayless. And then after Emmanuel Ocho, who played linebacker for the Saints, came on, suddenly there were claims that they were dating, and then things really got messy. That Skip Bayless was interested in somebody else by the name of a hairstylist, Nosheen Faraj, who then filed a bombshell lawsuit, and then came another by a guy named Charlie Dixon, who's a co-worker who allegedly made advances to Joy Taylor, and then another woman on Fox. And you wonder, with all of these sexual claims going on and running around, how these folks actually have time to work is beyond me. What they actually do. Well, okay, you sit in front of a television page set and basically say some stuff about sports that some producer put together. Basically, you didn't, and you call it a day. And you lead your way to fame and fortune or something like that, right? Okay, but what do you do for the rest of your day other than, well, you have time to get involved in shenanigans, as it were. And that's exactly what's going on with this, shenanigans. So today, Joy Taylor was fired from FS1. And the stuff you have to read in the back of all this is just kind of like, you got to be kidding me, man. You really do. Listen to what I'm about to explain to you. I'm actually just calibrating this video here to make sure it's set for sports as I talk with you. Hey, folks, because that way I will see more of you here, and you will eventually weigh in on this rather ridiculous but also true problematic situation. It's on sports. Good. Okay, so now that's on sports. And I want to make sure it's monetized as well. It is really wrong. And Sure Chai says, why did Emmanuel Acho have to get fired? You know, if you got fired in this day and age, generally you got fired because you didn't have the greatest representation, right? So you didn't have the attorney that would get you out of the situation. But also he got fired because, let's face it, he wasn't a pretty face. He was a brother who did not command Stephen A. Smith level response. That's just the way to put it. And that's why I keep saying that and you say, why am I talking this way? Because folks who look like me don't team up with each other, have our own corporations, place our money to each other, make sure other audiences are supporting us, right? We're all free agents, acting like free agents, acting like we're all the power, we're all that, until you get into these problematic situations like Joy Taylor finds herself in, Emmanuel finds himself in, and so on. And after a while, you got to say, hey, when are you going to learn? Just team up, all right? Team up and establish your own production corporation and turn wine into money, water into wine. Paul and Keyshawn have a big YouTube following. Well, no, it ain't that big, okay? And what I'm talking about is beyond the YouTube following. I'm talking about having a corporation that you own, all right? You have a partnership with YouTube for your channel, but you don't outright own that channel. You don't outright own those servers. Learn the business, okay? Like, for example, Zenny62 Media, we have our own website. We have our own servers. We can make our own videos there if we want to. We recognize that YouTube is a partnership that's beneficial to us. It is quasi-total control, near enterprise level. But don't get it mixed up. The minute you put out something on YouTube that is against its terms and you do it 3 times, you lose your channel. And if you've got a channel with a lot of valuable information and material on it, you're screwed, okay? So do not get that mixed up saying, oh, they've got a large following, they'll be okay. That's not true at all right? And that ship sailed of having large followings equaling A-okay all the time a long time ago. So that's wrong. Establish your own corporation. I have a Delaware C Corp. It's Zenny62 Media. Others have an LLC. I don't do it that way for tax reasons. I think it's stupid. All right. The person separate from me is Zenny 62 Media. You understand what I'm saying, Sir Chai? All right. That's why I'm so weird about doing content here. That's why I designed this system the way that I did, so that this whole ecosphere of value belongs to my company, of which I own 60% of the stock. Samuel Ocho cannot make that case. All right? Stephen A. Smith can, however. He's done it the right way. But my point is, you don't want to be the focus of, look at this. Look at this, all right? Look at this, all right? I type Joy Taylor Bayless. This is what I get. Okay? Right here. This is what I get. I get Bayless Joy Taylor deny allegations made. All right? That was February 7th. And that was the New York Times. Then Yahoo Sports, Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless sex scandal. All right? So Joy Taylor had a sex scandal with Skip Bayless. All right? And Church High says Patreon is a way to get around. No, Patreon's not a way to get around it. All right? I'm trying to tell you, Patreon is not a way to get around it. Why? You don't own Patreon. Will you listen to what no, you don't have to listen. I know how this works. You don't. I've been around a long time. All right? I started my first company in 2003. Content creation and games. This is my second. All right? There's a reason why so many people in the Bay Area have started their own C Corps. That was the thing then. It's the thing now. Why? Because you own your own content. You own the rights to that content. You have a corporate seat where you can represent yourself with respect to that content. All right? Don't assume that Patreon is going to do you any favors. That's somebody else's platform you're making content for. Don't get it mixed up. Don't be stupid. All right? That's stupid stuff. I don't care if it's a lot of people that's doing it. That's what they want. Because it means that they're making money and not you. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, look at this now. This is what I'm trying to explain to you. All right? Joy Taylor is Skip Bayless. Sex scandal gets legal update. All right? This is back in February. Frisco, Texas. Skip Bayless allegedly offered a coworker $1.5 million to have blank with him. Now it seems that alleged harassment victim might get paid another way. Bayless claims he quit his job at Fox Sports in 2024 when in fact sources have informed us that he was shown the door. And now we know more about the coincidence that has the TV contrarian now unemployed. And this Front Office Sports organization, which is a great news organization, says that Fox Sports is attempting to negotiate a settlement against Bayless and a current FS1 host Joy Taylor by former network hairstylist Nosheen Faraj. All right, so we have Faraj, and then it was filed in 2024, says that there are volumes of details of various forms of harassment of Faraj by Skip Bayless, Joy Taylor, and Charlie Dixon. Okay, and then, all right, then it says that it mentions the 1.5 million, and it goes on to discuss Faraj's lawsuit. Says that she was blanked by both Dixon and Bayless and insulted on a personal and professional level. Okay. Then Dixon's been placed on administrative leave. This is in February. Now here's the latest news on this. All right. Look at this. Well, we just scroll down and we get to 25 minutes ago. Joy Taylor acts from Fox Sports months after lawsuit. All right. Months after lawsuit. Controversy. Okay. All right. Right here. So there's Ms. Taylor. And Fox Sports is making some major programming changes, and Joy Taylor's show Speak has been affected. The talk show, which Taylor hosts alongside Keyshawn Johnson and Paul Pierce, has been canceled, according to The Athletic. You know why it's been canceled, folks? I'll tell you why. Because it wasn't pulling its numbers. That's why. All right? Paul Pierce seems like a nice guy. Cool. Joy Taylor, does she say anything that moves my needle? Well, okay. Does she, say anything that moves my needle? Well, all right. And then we've got Keyshawn Johnson, who doesn't say anything that moves anybody's needle. All right. Period. Okay. All right. Period. All right. It's not there. Okay. And so it says that when I talk about needle, I'm talking about the ratings needle. All right. Okay. Now, all right. They had the breakfast ball and the faculty facility have also gotten the axe. All three shows will be replaced with new programs which have not been announced yet. They're developed. They're under development. Taylor has been with the network since 2016. That's 9 years. All right. News of Taylor's dismissal comes 6 months after she was at the center of controversy following a lawsuit filed by former Fox Sports hairstylist Nosheen Faraj. Faraj accused Fox Sports executive vice president Charlie Dixon. Oh, think about that. You got the executive vice president doing this stuff, which means what? All this stuff flows down through the culture. This is the culture that they have or had or have, but not as much. Let me read on. This is wild, all right? These are the folks that you'd see at owners' meetings like I do, and you think, well, you don't know what to think about them other than that, hey, there are people that you see on television. Skip Bayless, I remember from all the way back from when I was at Texas, Arlington, he was writing for the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, or what you used to call the Fort Worth Startlegram. That goes back to 1984, 1983, 84. Skip and I go back a long way, all right? So he got himself on television, one of the first out of sports journalism areas to do it. Became wildly successful, maybe too much. Now, let's continue on with this. All right, listen. Okay, then it says, all right, Nosheen Faraj, I have not met yet. Accused Fox Sports executive vice president Charlie Dixon and Hope Skips Bayless of sexual battery and misconduct. Ooh. In her lawsuit, she claimed that Taylor slept with Charlie Dixon and Emmanuel Acho to get jobs on shows, including Speak and Undisputed. Faraj alleged that Taylor told her she would claim Dixon forced himself. Ooh, gosh. This is gnarly stuff, man. This is like, yeah, okay. Whoa, okay. Whoa, all right. Whoa, okay. Whoa. I mean, like, and Charlie Dixon's got a wife and 4 kids, Jessica, right? I can never fathom how that works. You know, you are with a beautiful wife, and yet, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But hey, some of the women that I've gone out with have said that I was too nice. I think I like being nice rather than messy. At any rate, okay? At any rate, Faraj alleged that Taylor told her she would claim. Ooh, Taylor's. This is Joy Taylor plotting. This is what I'm up to, girl. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, that she would claim Dixon forced himself upon her when he was no longer useful to her. So in other words, as long as he was useful to Joy Taylor, all the other stuff was okay. But the minute he became useless, all the other stuff was like, hey, I'm going to use this to get you in trouble. Wow. Okay. Wow. Which makes you wonder if on the other end of it, Joy was this person basically egging him on to do these things, right? Since she's setting him up anyway. What a horrible person. At any rate, this is what this reads, okay? Now, if they don't like the fact this reads this way, you know what they should do? Hire Zenny 62 Media to straighten it out for them, because that's what we do, all right? Now, that's what we do. Now, it reads here in TV Insider that amongst her allegations that Faraj claimed that Taylor told her to get over it when she approached her with claims that Dixon, touched her without her permission. And Taylor appeared on The Breakfast Club, that's Sway in the morning, right? In June, and subtly addressed the controversy, saying, I have felt a lot of different emotions. She said, I think it's a grief process when anything like that happens. I'll say I've been through a lot of traumatic things in my life, a lot, she says. Anytime you go through a trauma or a grieving period of something, you can't decide who you are when it's happening. And that's been the biggest thing for me. That's what she says here. All right. During the interview, she also confirmed that she was in negotiations with Fox Sports about renewing her contract. Just a few weeks later, she has her answer. Yeah, she got axed. Okay. There's her answer. Because if you're not bringing the kind of Stephen A. Smith has really changed the bar. He's really set the bar. People have to come on the show and have a great command of the material and have a take, like Jim Rome used to say this, have a take and do not do badly. He would say it another way, but I think that way is a bit too vulgar for my program. Have a take and don't be bad at it. Have a take and don't be bad at it. Or as they say now, have a hot take, right? Have a hot take. Well, they didn't have any hot takes. They didn't have anything where that was press releasable, where you put on a press release and expect a person to suddenly go out there and say, hey, Joy Taylor said this, or you get the idea, right? They were not sought after for the commentary. That's value. That's value. And if you're not taking that value and bundling it up in your own corporate structure, you're screwed. And that's where all these folks are right now. They're screwed. Okay? You need your own corporation with your own servers, with your own files on your server, so that you can have everybody come to your websites that you control and watch what you've done, and you make money from it because they know where to find you, right? Where do you find Joy Taylor now? Is it joytaylor.com? Is it joytaylorsports.com? Do you know? Nope, I don't. Okay. All right. If I typed in right now, Joy Taylor, okay, Taylor, sports, okay, SPORTS, sports. All right. If I type Joy Taylor Sports right here, all right, I don't get the website. This is what I get. I get Joy Taylor is no longer with Fox Sports. Joy Taylor Sports, right? Now here's an opportunity for a company. Watch this, folks. All right? Is all this news about this? All these other platforms, USA Today, she doesn't own it. Instagram, she doesn't own Instagram. This is all Google's website. Look up, she doesn't own that either. All right? She has no platform here that she owns. All right? She has no platform that she owns. Like by contrast, if you were to go here and type, Zenny Abraham, which is me, all right, that's my YouTube channel. That's my LinkedIn. That's my Instagram. I own that. Zenny62 Media, okay? Twitter account, all right? Twitter. Corporate account, corporation, website, all right? And Facebook, IMDb, and we'll get to the good stuff in a second here. More Instagram, I don't know. There's Flickr, YouTube, all right? But the real good stuff is basically right down here. Sometimes it appears the first page, sometimes the second page, and where it appears, sometimes it's further down than I want to, but this is one of those days. It's trending now, more Instagram, and here, sportsbusinesssims.com. I own that site. I own that company. That company is dormant. There's this. There's Old Wix, okay? And there's Zenny Report. I own that. That's my company owns that, okay? Sometimes it's on page 1, all right? If I just click on Zenny Report News. See, Joy Taylor doesn't have anything like this. You see what I'm talking about, Search High? Okay, and an ad comes up here, which could be your ad, right? All right? So Joy Taylor has nothing. She has nothing out there that's her own. It's all somebody else is using her name to get traffic for themselves, okay? That's how it works. Skip Bayless, I haven't checked him yet, but my point is we're talking about Joy Taylor. So you need, and also we're talking about Emmanuel Ocho. All right. Does Ocho have that? Let's find out. Let's find out real quick. Let's see what Mr. Ocho has. So you can't, particularly as a black person, get caught up in, well, you know, it's okay because, I'm on all these white media organizations. Well, so, all right, do you own it? All right, top stories. Okay? Canceled. They're all canceled, all right? Okay? And so he's on Twitter. Fine. What else? Ah, Emmanuel Ocho home. I like it. I like it. Okay. I like it. There you go. But can I get his content on here? I hope so. Okay. I can get his books, but I can't see anything. Well, there's a TED Talk. That's good. Okay. So see, this is what I'm talking about. This site belongs to him. It's a way of bringing together some of his content, but frankly speaking, it's a one-pager. It's not a portal. This is just a one-page profile. He's got to go a big step further, all right? Because this is not going to help him capture all the value that he has out there. That's the idea, all right? You have to at least be able to control some aspect of your chi out there in the media world. These folks aren't doing it. They're not doing it. The lesson, when you go to work for a company, you mind your P's and Q's. Stop getting involved in all this mess that makes money for somebody else. And make sure if you're gonna cause a mess, make it be a mess that you can make money from. All right? Let this be the lesson. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark ZennyReport.com, NFL News by Zenny62.com, and San Diego Comic-Con News.com, OscarsMovieNews.com. Those all belong to Zenny62 Media and more. OaklandNewsOnline.com is another one. Okay, and of course the venerable Oakland News Now blog.com and Zenny62blog.com. Talk to you later. We'll see you more soon. What do you think about all this?